Ahoy everyone, it's Jeff, aka God the Scummer. I'm just jumping on. This will be a fairly short stream. I'm just going to be a summary of some news that I read maybe half an hour ago or so, and I'm just trying to get and just really it's some breaking news. Round about, I'm guessing it was about a month and a half ago to 2 months ago that I had jumped on here to talk about Kent Hovind getting arrested on a domestic abuse charge. It has come through that he has been found guilty, and we do have the judgment has been gotten out on the internet. Now, so what has happened was, his I believe third wife. He's sometimes being actually said as an ex-girlfriend. I'm not going to get into all that because that looks like a minefield in itself. That she'd filed charges and then had filed like a protection order against Kent. Now he said that he said very much to his followers that he was going to come out of this. He's squeaky clean. He's not going to have a he's not going to have any problems, and I think he also, as is his tendency with these things, to sort of say, um, you know, we're being attacked, kind of thing, and I got to admit that I had a couple of comments from, I guess, people who are fans of Kent Hovind on my last video about this, sort of saying Kent's under attack, and because he's preaching quote unquote the truth. I'm sorry, I'm not going to get into all that now, but everything he preaches, what he thinks he knows about evolution, is bollocks. He's just an idiot about that stuff. But I am going to crack open a beer for this stream, but I want to make clear this is not a celebratory drink at all, and I'm dead serious when I say that. I'm not joking. This isn't necessarily. I know there'd be a kind of tendency when people see the title of this and the so on to a jump for joy, because a lot of people don't like Kent. Even a lot of Christians don't like him, and it could be but this isn't a joking matter. Domestic abuse is a very serious matter, and I've also seen some reaction to the sentence Kent has got. So it's not exactly what you call a stiff sentence. I'll say that much. So we'll get into it here. Let me see if I can bring this up on my screen. Now, I don't know how well this is going to. I don't know how well this is going to come up because you probably won't be able to see a lot there. But I'm going to put that full screen. This is the judgment. District Court of Connecticut County, Alabama. State of Alabama versus Kent Hovind. Order says the above styled matter having come before the court for trial and the defendant having appeared in court with his attorney C. Daniel White and the court having taken the matter under advisement, it is hereby ordered and adjudged that the defendant is to be found guilty and the sentenced as follows. Bullet point. So there's a number of bullet points here. A fine of $500, which is taxed. Court costs are hereby taxed, along with I think that's a $100 bail bond fee. Payment is due before 18th of October 2021. If defendant fails to pay the amount in full by this date, he shall appear in court on said date at 9 a.m. to show cause, if any, why he shouldn't be held in contempt of court. Defendant is sentenced to 1 year in jail. The defendant shall serve 30 days in the county jail and the balance shall be suspended. The defendant shall report to the county jail on or before 18th October 2021. Defendant is placed on 1 year unsupervised probation. Defendant shall pay restitution to the victim, Cindy Lincoln, in the amount of $2,142.72 for medical expenses incurred and paid by her. So it's not, as I said, this isn't something we should be jumping up and joy about. This isn't exactly what you'd call a heavy sentence. It looks like he's going to be spending a month in jail, and the rest of this is time as a suspended sentence. Now, I did sort of drag up Hemant Mehta's blog about this as well. But there's a couple of other points that he's put on here as well, that Hovind is forbidden from having any contact with Cindy Lincoln or coming within 500 feet of her. Hovind must surrender all his firearms to the Conecuh County Sheriff's Office. Now, I didn't see this on the judgment, but I just assume that stuff's par for the course, and I guess that there's still a protective order there, which I would imagine is so I think a lot of people are and this hello Crafty, I've just seen you in the chat there. Yeah, I would have thought he would have had to have at least served the year. I think there's a general feeling from people who've read the judgment that Kent has actually got off very lightly here. It has been. I have seen it being posited about that. Maybe I don't know whether or not, because hands up here, guys. I don't jack shit about my own country's law, let alone US law. I don't know if there's any more in terms of financial compensation or anything that Cindy Lincoln can get for legal means. I don't know. It's, so as I said, some small he has been convicted. You could say some small measure of justice has been done, but I think a lot of people would think the sentence is should have been a lot harder. My own opinion, yeah, I think it should have been much harder. And I think, sorry, I just see what Crafty's put in the chat here. Further proves that domestic abuse is not taken seriously. Yes, because from what I remember, it was this was if it is as said, that he actually slammed her. I think the it was a serious assault. It's a serious assault. Um, I assume. I assume for the next month or so, because I haven't until this, I hadn't really been following much of what has been going on with Kent. But I do know that another noted evangelist preacher and noted piece of shit by the name of Matt Powell has joined him at his Dinosaur Adventureland compound. I don't know if I don't know whether Matt Powell's going to hold the fort down for the next month or so, whilst um, Kent does his little bit of time. Kent's been obviously people know Kent's past. He's been he's been in prison before. He's been in and out of court a lot, and just in the past year, which I will admit, yeah. When I heard about his lawsuit, when I heard about his ridiculous lawsuit that he was filing and how that fell flat on its face, I did laugh and take the piss out of Kent a bit on here. I'll admit it, but I don't feel like that today. Even and I'll say this, even if the sentence had been a lot stiffer and he'd gone to prison for the full year, I wouldn't be celebrating because domestic abuse is not something that we need to be making light of. Um, so I guess that's all I really came on to do. This was always going to be a short one that I just wanted to come on and just report some um, I suppose breaking news on this really. Um, it's I suppose my personal thoughts are once again good. It, he's been convicted, but um, it's a it's a the sentence is light to put it mildly. Um, Thank you, Crafty Keeler. Thanks for the update. Crafty will be covering that tomorrow. Yeah, I'm sure Crafty will get into a lot more detail than I do. I have here. I just did this as a summary. Please go check out Crafty's stream um, tomorrow. I shall see you guys all later. Okay, this has been Jeff, aka Godless Scammer. See you all later. Salute.